Begin the Maimer, Tofresh Sadik Vav, Ezu Gibur. Rabbi Friedrich Rebbe explains what it says in Pirkei Avos, Perek Dal Mishnah Aleph. Ezu Gibur HaKevish Tzitzrei. Who is considered strong? Someone who conquers his Yetzer, conquers his inclination. It says in the Pasuk, steht in Mishlei Tezvot Tezayin Lamed Beis. Tover Chapayim Gibur. Great is somebody that has slow to anger than somebody that's a Gibur. That means someone that conquers his anger. Literally, it means someone that conquers his anger is able to be greater than a Gibur. And great is somebody that conquers his spirit than somebody that conquers a city. Question is, what's so great about conquering your yetzer, your inclination? Question is, seemingly breaking the yetzer hara and making it in a level of dichui, you're crushing it and you're making it into powder. That's the greater level when you conquer it. Higher than you conquer is that you crush it. The kavish asayetzer hare atzamahus hayetzer nishar. El shekayvis is sarachvus v'spashu shaloi. Because what happens when a person breaks the yetzer hara, he's breaking the etzamahus, the internal aspect of it. It's being left over, it's being crushed. But conquering means that you just take control. Makes that you take it from its spashtus and the way how it's able to influence you. When you conquer it, you're crushing it, but it's still there. It's still there. You're still a koivish, someone that's kvisha it, someone that's trying to destroy it. In that case, but it's still a level of subduing it that it's going to be existing. However, somebody that takes the yetzer hara and completely destroys it, you completely get rid of it. So the question is, why does it say in Pirkei Avos that a person should try to conquer the yetzer hara, not to destroy the yetzer hara? Destroying the yetzer hara should be better. When it says that's in the level of gibur. It gives it the name. The name is gibur. Gibur, a strong, a mighty man. But then later on it says somebody that has very calm, he's very slow to anger. From Gibur, he's greater than a Gibur. Even though that Gibur is such a great level, inside Gibur itself, you have a level that's even greater than Gibur. And what's greater than Gibur is somebody that has slow to anger, he's even greater than a Gibur. I know this means the Gibur that means Gibur and Erechapayim, they're in the same category. Just one is greater than the other, but one they're in the same category. They're higher than level of crushing yetzer hara. It's that you conquer it, and you're a Gibur and Erechapayim. It's one darga. However, there's another level of Erechapayim, slow to anger, shenikra toiv Erechapayim. Not only is it Erechapayim, nevertheless, it's also toiv Erechapayim. Toiv means good, the greatest. It's greater than the level of Gibur. What does it mean, first of all, to conquer that a Gibur? Because you're already a Gibur in that case. And what's the greatness of Erechapayim? And then what the question is, another question is, why is Toiv Erechapayim another level which is greater. What's the greatness in it? What's inside? What do you see fit that's greater than Gibber? So actually, this Maimer was said in correlation to the Maimer before that it was said. It was said in Yud Beis Gimel Tammuz Berabim. So therefore, one's Yud Beis, one's Yud Gimel Mistama, and one is talking. And the Maimer before was talking about. It was a Hemshich before this Maimer. It was talking about the lechem, the karbana, shem lechem leisha. So it was explained before about the lechem leisha. Lechem leisha means that Hashem wants to have a karban. A karban means something that's going to fulfill the desire of Hashem. It's going to be lechem. It's going to be in its right time. The ishim, explaining the level of ishim, is al yoinim shein asrafim. Up above the ishim al yoinim is called an asrafim. It's being burnt. The Malachim, the Srafim, they're the ones that understand godliness. The level that they understand that they're being burnt completely to godliness. This is the whole Metzius. The whole point of Ishim is that they should be completely burnt. The Karbana is a lechem leisha. The Karbana is a lechem for the Isha. That's what we explained before. And we explained the concept of the mazolis, the constellations above the spiritual constellations. The Daled Chayes and Merkava, and also the Daled, the four categories of life that are in the Merkava, which is the source. It is the outcome which brings out the daimim, which is the inanimate. Sameach is the alive, is something that's going to be growing. Chai is the life, the animals. Medaber is the human being. Shalamata. So these are the roots of how we have everything down below. It's from above. And it's very important that these four levels of the Merkava, which correspond to Demer Tzemech HaMedaber, is being brought by somebody that's Isha Chesed. Somebody that's a Kohen, someone that has the level of kindness. Why does it have to be through the Kohen that's a kind man? It's called in Chassidus Isha Chesed. That he finds the good and the positivity in every single situation. So the Friedrich Rebbe explains why the Chol Ha'Allah V'Aliyah Yaldei Akirav Dafka. For something to be brought up in a level that it's going to go straight to Hashem, it's going to go on a level that it's very close to Hashem. It has to be through Kirav. It has to be in the level of closeness. That's why the karbanis are called lechem. What does lechem do? What does lechem do? That we're mechaber, we're connecting, we're bringing through a level of closeness. The oiris and the kelim. Oiris and kelim is the exact opposite. Oiris means the light. Kelim are the vessels. The light on the vessels are kol she'al yedei zeh, through the koyin. That's you mechaber zun and nukva. The oiris and kelim. Through that, the nimshachayr v'agil l'mata b'kelim shein. Through that, the oid and the gilui down below is going to be revealed. Not only is it going to be revealed in the kelim, it's going to be in the level of kelim shoinim, that it's going to go back to a level higher than it was before. So that was what we explained before. Different mamorim, you could check it out. So the Friedrich Rebbe goes on to explain what's the main ikr of the karbanis? what are their karbanas known for? What are the karbanas made out of? What is the structure that you bring a carbon? Beautiful, I bring a carbon. But a carbon can be made out of flour, it can be made out of barley even. However, the carbon that you bring on the Mizbeach, the carbon that we know, the animal that we take and we sacrifice on the Mizbeach, it's a level in Chassidus called Chelav and the Dam. Also in the Torah, it's the Chelav and the Dam, the fats that you put from the animal on the Mizbeach for Hashem. And the Dam, the blood that you give to Hashem. What colors? What do they signify? What do they signify? The blood and the fats. Well, if you look at the fats, usually they have the color white. They have the whitish tinge of white. Yeah, the white tinge. And the blood is the darkest color red. Very deep color red. Especially the first cutting, the first blood that comes out of the animal is like a blackish red. However, you have the white and you have the red. These are compared to the chelav, the fats, the adam, and the blood. Moshe Kossel, like it says in Yechezkel, steht in Yechezkel, in Perek Mem Daled Halachot, I mean, Pasuk as well. Straight in Chazkel that the karbonos that was given through the Kohanim, they put before me to bring the chelav and the dam. Isa bezoyar, straight in Zoyar. Also it says in the name of the Ramagid that chelav and dam in chiva b'sumak. Sorry, it says in the Zoyar, in Chelak Beis Chav, it says on the bottom base, Chelak Beis Chav base, Chav and base. The Chelav Adam, Heim Chiver V'Sumuk Shem, Bechinas Chesed Gvura, which is the Chesed and Gvura, the kindness and the strength. The Chesed Gvura, Hare Yesh Boi Madrigas Ra, Bezulam Bezudrim Kalamados. In Chesed and Gvura, you have the levels and levels and levels of kindness and strengthness. And these are the sources, these are the ones that have the root is in the chelav and the dam, the blood and the fat. That the fats that the person has, that animal has, is the whiteness of chesed, the kindness of chesed. Adam and blood that comes from red. It's the level of strength in Gevura. Through the koyin. That he is the one that's taking the red and taking the white, the chelav, the fats, and the blood of the mizbeach, of the carbon of the behema, and putting it on the mizbeach, taking the real physical animal, the blood, the fat, shem chesed the gevura, which is the kindness and the gevura of Gashmi. They're taking the chesed gevura Gashmi and they're putting it on the mizbeach. So through that, by putting the physical onto the mizbeach and making it, so right away you're making the ma'arid, you're arousing in the halal, you're arousing the greatest, the great ascent of all this chesed gevura by taking this chesed gevura, the physical, and putting it on mizbeach, and you're arousing in that the chesed gevura of the spiritual, of the madreges and all the levels and spheres and the constellation, partzufim, the faces of Yonim. Adrum hamaylos, until the highest of the highest. Until the highest level of chesed and gevura, which is the source. And by uplifting that, you bring down the from the highest levels. The into the Midas Alyanim, until the highest levels of Midas, up above. Like we say with the Pasuk in Tehillim, that we're praising Hashem from the heavens, from the highest levels of the heavens, the Malachim and all the Tzvam. Through that, by you down below, uplifting this carbon, bringing it from down to up to the highest levels. You're bringing it till it goes all the way to Ein Sof. Like it says about the midas to the Ein Sof, that it's nothing. The midas is nothing to itself when it comes to Ein Sof. This is what it means that we say in the Pasuk, for you, Hashem, the greatness that you are, the Agavuro, and the strength that you have, Gaiman. It is by you saying this Pasuk, are you bringing your own, sacrificing your own blood and your own fats, instead of eating, instead of taking the taivas, you're sitting down and you're beheading the vart. You're bringing down the hamshacha, you're bringing down the bechina that everything is b'shemayim v'aretz. The Targum, and the explanation is the translation to Aramaic is the Ochid. Hashem is one b'shemayim v'aretz in the heavens and the earth. What does it mean? Kol b'shemayim v'aretz. Kol ein madrega pratis. When I say everything, there's no specific thing that I'm not mentioning. Rather, I'm mentioning everything. When I say kol, I'm saying a generality. I'm saying a general thing, a general term, a general concept. That's nothing to do with the specifics. When I say everything, everything is included. Yeah, like it says in Hosea Yudal Gimel, you should say all those that have tisavin. Kol tisavin, main, every single person, every single tisavin. Which you're tying it to the highest level of keser, which is the level of keser klolis, that higher than every single prat. Not shaykh to olam, it's down even higher than the level of shaykh. Yeah, that even when it comes to the heavens, when it comes to the earth, they're both the same thing. Like it says in the Shem Amagid, that when it comes to Makiv, when it comes to the highest level, the Keser Kloli, everything is completely the same levels. It's everything. It's all. There's no product. What does it mean that he's holy, he's separated from the highest levels to the lowest levels? From the highest to the lowest. Because Hashem, there's no concept of the world and the heavens and the earth. When Hashem is holy, when Hashem is Kaddish, when Hashem is removed, Kaddish removed, that's what it means, Kaddish. He's holy, he's sanctified, he's separated from the heavens and the earth. Because they're both the same thing, they're both equivalent to him at all, at the same time. Like it says that he's so great, he can't even be in the heavens and earth. For that, it gives the reason. Why is he Magbil Sheves? Because he's Mashpiler Shemaim. It's going to be lowering him down to see the heavens and the earth. Therefore, he is in the level of Shemaim Ba'aretz, at the heavens and the earth. The highest person and the lowest person are the same level. So too, when it comes to the general Keser, that it's being drawn down the heavens and the earth at one time. It's equal. There's no different advantage of one over the other. That's the idea of Kol Tisar Oven, that every single person is the level of Kol Tisei. Hashem is going to lift up their sin. And take good. That means by you being mamshich, by you taking down the midas, drawing down the midas high above, into the bechinas of Ein Sof. You're bringing it into the level of infinite. Hashem. The law mikol this midas called that not everybody is considered midas. There's no such thing as midas. It doesn't exist then. There's a close in here. That's the general term. When you say you're bringing a carbon, you're bringing it the highest levels. Because you're bringing it to the highest levels of chelev, the fats, the dam, and the blood. The shashim chis chesed and gvura, because the sherish of the chesed and gvura, the white and the red, come from the strength and the kindness. The rosa, the karbana, that the rosa, the secret of the karbanis, goes all the way up to the rosa of the infinite. And from that you have the revelation of Ein Sof. From you bringing down and you bringing the karbanis into Ein Sof. And that you're bringing the gilui, the lamikul, and there's no such thing as midas, as attributes, no such thing. Like it says in Iyah, Laman Hey Vav Zayin, Im Chatosa Ma'tifel Boi V'Rale Pashecha Ma'tasel. If you do a sin, what is it going to cost to him? What is it going to be a difference in Hashem? And if you do so many Pesha'echa, you do so many sins that are deliberate, Ma'tasel, what are you doing to Hashem? Hashem doesn't really, there's no effect in Hashem if you do an Avera. Im tzedakta, if you do good, if you become a great lamdan, you become somebody that learns all day, somebody that does chasadim all day, tzedakta, if you do good, if you give tzedakah, what are you doing good for him? Or what are you taking? What are you giving to him? From your hand, what is he taking from you? He's not taking anything from you. There's no difference in Keser Elyon whether you're good, whether you're bad. Whether you do Avedas, whether you do mitzvahs, there's no Indian of what you do. Because that's the idea. What it says in Iyah, the Sham and Taifis Malkim. Over there, it doesn't matter about space or time, and they get like klal mazet. And there's no relevance. There's no relevance. There's no relevance when it comes to the Maaseh Tachtonim. When the Maaseh Tachtonim do stuff, what does it matter? What does it matter? So when you're tapping into the highest level, that doesn't matter. Even if you did Avera, you still have to do tshuva. Hashem still loves you. Hashem is still giving you the highest levels. So when you do a carbon, when you bring a carbon, you're tapping into the highest levels. That if you do a bad thing, Hashem doesn't care. Hashem is not going to affect Hashem. Actually, on the carbonis. But nowadays, what do? We have no carbonis. Take the tefillah. So this is the key. This is the key. So if you want to bring a carbon, if you want to do tshuva, if you want to reach a level that you give a carbon in this mikdash, and you want to reach the level of chetas mativa boy, that's that the chasodim that you do, even the chatoim that you do, is a level that's not shaykh to Hashem, that you're nothing shaykh to Hashem. How do you do it? It's through doing the tefillah. Davening is a level of kmidim. The tefillah kriyash Hashem shebchol yoyim ein bechiras eilos tamid. That davening Kriya Shema and davening Shemona Esrei, especially with tefillin, it's a level of eilos tamid. That it's completely tamid, that it's like a complete carbon that you're giving to Hashem. It's completely consumed. Vesham Razal, so it says in Chamsei, in Barachis, in the Gemara Barachis, that you daven on beit. Koire Kriya Shema b'loi tefillin kili kriva elu b'mincha v'zachon nesachim. Whoever reads Kriya Shema without tefillin or daven Shemona Esrei, it's like without tefillin, it's like he brought a mincha without the zavach, without the frankincense, without the nesachim. Kriya Shema, he becomes Eilah. Because Kriya Shema is a level of Eilah. It's a level of a completely offering that you're giving to Hashem, a complete, full sacrifice that you're giving to Hashem. And this is through this bonus, by you understanding and realizing, by contemplating this bonus, the first pasuk, the Kriya Shema. By this bonus of Kriya Shema that you say, Shema Yisrael. Listen up, Jewish people. Hashem Elokeinu. Hashem is our God. Hashem Echad. Hashem is one. What does it really mean? Yishma Yisrael. Listen up, Yidin. Ayidar head. Ayid has to understand. As Havai Elokeinu. Hashem is our God. What does it mean Hashem is our God? He is our life force. He is our strength. Havaya Echod. Hashem is one. Achza Pshuto. The simple oneness of Hashem. It says many places in length. That the Jewish people are in the level of Havaya, that they believe in the level of Havaya. The Amunah of a Jewish person is in the level of Havaya, of godliness, higher than nature. Even though that's Amunah, Hidehi Baba Hareg Shatzman. Shnasel Toimizeh. Red him good from them. Not only that a person feels Amunah means that a person he exists. He feels how great he is. He feels that Hashem has Amunah. Yeah, he understands that it's doing good. Much of us. So how does a person break out of that? It's like a child that doesn't know who this father is. Who his father is, he doesn't know who his father is. He doesn't know who his father is. But what happens? He doesn't know who his father is. A piece seichel, based on understanding, a kid doesn't understand who his father is. He doesn't understand the concept of father and son. But he knows that this is my father, and I love my father. He has no idea who his father is, what his father is, and he represents how great he is, how he brought him into the world. He doesn't understand anything of that. All he knows is that he's his father. And he calls and he recognizes who he is. The Nimshachal is drawn to him. This is a level, the feeling that is internal, level that is essence of a person. It's it's an innermost feeling of a person. So too the Jewish people, when they feel the Amunah, person just feels and he is spinning wherever he is in the world, whether he is in Russia, whether he's in Brooklyn, he feels this level of Amunah. He feels in himself that it's his Havaya, it's his Echad, it's his Achdus. Even when the person is inside his business and he's being very intense with the money and his understanding, and he's working hard, and he's trying to figure it out, and he's very perturbed with his business. It's about shuk, or he's walking outside or in the marketplace. He feels this great arousement of him loving Hashem. By him understanding, by him thinking and contemplating the greatness of the first pasuk of Kriya Shema, what is he doing? He's offering a sacrifice of his evil inclination. He's sacrificing him. He's putting it on the mizbeach, and he's giving it to Hashem. He's giving this animal soul with all his heart to love Hashem. Amar Azal, and the Chacham say, B'shnei Yitzarecha. I didn't say levavcha 2 times lave. Idea is that a person has to give over Gama Nefesh Yitzhahara. Nefesh Bahamis, a person has to give away Nefesh Bahamis. He has to bring his Yitzhahara to love Hashem. Even Nefesh Bahamis, which is the level of the animal, that's going down, Tanugim, Gashmin, it's going down to the world. It's the heading, how great the world is, and he loves the taivas and the tanugim and the gashmim. In that case, you have to take it, you have to chop it, you got to grab it, you got to take those nefesh bahamis and flip it to good. You should take it and offer it to Hashem to be like a carbon, to be like a sacrifice, like an oil that's completely consumed for Hashem. Even the nefesh bahamis sheba adam shashim mipnei shayr shemarkava rak shehu mipnei adam shebipnei shayr. Now, really, this nefesh bahamis is in the level of shayr. He's the level of grub. He's the level of an ox in the merkava. However, he came down in the level of pnei shayr. In pnei adam sheba pnei shayr. In the pnei shayr, you have pnei adam. So he came down into the level of a person to be like an nefesh bahamis. Nevertheless, he still has that level of pnei shayr, like an animal. So therefore, when you're taking this ox, you're taking this spiritual ox, there's nefesh bahamis, which is compared to an ox, which is literally an ox. You're literally making a carbon out of it. Really, actually, greater is somebody that sacrifices and offers his nefesh bahamis to be a carbon than an actual real carbon. Why? Because the real nefesh bahamis, this real animal that you have inside of you, is in the level of tayu. This nefesh bahamis. Because nefesh bahamis, before it went down to be into the person's body, it was in the level of tayu, which is such a great level. Based on the general rule that something that comes from the highest levels goes down to the lowest level, and something from the lowest level goes to the lowest level. I'm saying go to the highest level. So in that case, in the nefesh bahamis, this evil inclination that goes down to the lowest level of a person, it's really from the highest levels where it came from. And therefore, just like when it comes to the bricks that are on the wall, when it falls down, it goes down to far and far away. You get al pizah. Really, that this nefesh bahamis that person has comes from the tayu, comes from higher than the level of an animal that's in a person. Rather, really, it's not true. Because when a person goes and fulfills his desires, no. The Rafiki says, don't tell me that the nefesh bahamis is lower than the animal soul, because the animal soul is in the animal, and the animal went down very low, and from the highest level. And so therefore the nefesh bahamis is greater. No. At the end of the day, what are you doing with your nefesh bahamis? What are you doing? You're acting like an animal. Whenever you do your taivas, whenever you go after your desires, your lusts, the stuff that you want to go after, in that case, even if it's a heter, you become like an animal. Like it says in Kutris Umayan, in the first parakim. At the end of the day, the animal is going after its nature. You're going after lower than the nature. Even when you're going after stuff that are the highest levels and the highest literature and the highest paintings and the highest understanding and linguistics and comprehension, stuff that you go after, in that case, that's lower than an animal. It says many times, it says that going into the emotions also, focusing in the aspect of emotions. In the Adam, Allah believe Happy Torah or Rakma Shuma Ul Mashuch Mishbechus Hanabit Batanagachil Stil Bashum Sharnian Agashman Hariuk. When a person goes based on the Torah, even based on the stuff that are mutter, and he goes after eating and drinking or nice clothing or other stuff that are gashmi, what happens? You become like an animal. He doesn't know how great where he's going. What is he choosing? What's the best of him to understand and to uplift? Because when an animal does it, an animal does not go against Hashem. Animal does it because the animal, Hashem made it to do it. When a person that does an Aveira, he's going against the will of Hashem. Since he's going against the will of Hashem, he's worse than an animal. He's worse than an animal. A person does the Aveira Malas and Nishrahamas. When a person you make the Avodah of the Nefesh Bahamas, you make it uplifting. You uplifted So when you uplift this animal soul, you make it in the highest level where it was before, and you make it higher than even this animal. Being higher than the level of the Gashmi.